You replay it at night. The email you shouldn't have sent. The job you didn't take. The person you didn't call back. Your chest tightens. Your jaw clenches. But the real answer for why this happens is far stranger than a bad memory. Your brain isn't torturing you by accident. It built a machine specifically for this. A machine whose only job is to make you feel the sting of a road not taken. Scientists call it the regret system, and it runs quietly in the background of almost every decision you make. Think about the last time you chose a restaurant, and it was mediocre. You didn't just think, that was fine. You thought about the other restaurant, the one you almost picked. Your brain compared reality against a version of reality that never happened. Why would evolution build something so cruel? Here's the twist. It isn't cruelty. It's calibration. Neuroscientist Nathaniel Daw, working out of Princeton, studies how the brain assigns value to choices we didn't make. His research shows something remarkable. When you regret a decision, a region called the orbitofrontal cortex lights up, comparing the outcome you got to the outcome you imagined. This isn't punishment for its own sake. It's a correction signal. Your brain is quietly updating its model of the world, so next time, you choose better. Picture your ancestors on the savannah. One goes left, finds nothing. The other imagines going right, sees berries in her mind, and feels a pang of loss. That pang isn't weakness. It's data. She'll remember. Tomorrow she goes right. Regret is memory with a lesson attached. But here's where it gets stranger. Psychologist Daniel Kahneman, who spent decades studying decision-making, found that people don't just regret bad outcomes. They regret bad outcomes from actions far more than bad outcomes from inaction. Miss a flight because you changed your route at the last second, and the pain is sharper than missing it by sticking to your original plan, even if the delay was identical. Why does doing something wrong hurt more than doing nothing at all? Because your brain treats action and inaction differently. Inaction feels like the default state of the universe. Action feels like your fingerprint on the outcome. You own it more. You feel it more. This is why "what if" haunts you longer than what happened. Now here's the part that should unsettle you a little. Regret doesn't need a bad outcome to appear. It just needs a better alternative to imagine. Psychologist Neil Rose, who has spent his career studying counterfactual thinking, found that most people's biggest regrets aren't dramatic failures. They're quiet ones. Not going back to school. Not telling someone how you felt. Not taking the trip while you still could. Rose's research reveals something almost poetic. In the short term, people regret their actions most, but over a lifetime, it flips. The regrets that linger longest are the things you never did at all. Why would your brain weight inaction so heavily decades later? Because time changes what feels possible to fix. A bad decision you made can sometimes be undone, apologized for, corrected, but a door you never opened stays closed forever in your imagination. It becomes infinite. It could have been anything, and your brain, unable to resolve that uncertainty, keeps the file open. This is why the job you didn't take haunts you more than the job that didn't work out. Here's where the story turns strange in a different direction. Regret isn't just personal, it's social. Researchers studying primates have found that even monkeys show behavior resembling regret. In a well-known study, macaques that saw a better reward pass them by, one they could have chosen, showed measurable stress responses even when their actual choice was perfectly fine. The pain wasn't in what happened, it was in the comparison. You are not broken for feeling this. You are running code that predates language, predates tools, predates fire. So what do you do with a system this old, wired this deep? You cannot switch it off, but you can change what you feed it. Every time you avoid a decision because you're scared of feeling regret later, you're actually guaranteeing the version of regret that lasts longest, the quiet one, the one about the thing you never tried. Every time you take the leap instead, and it goes wrong, you get the sharper, hotter regret. But it fades. Research on emotional intensity shows that the sting of action-based regret peaks fast and cools fast. The regret of inaction barely burns at first, then it smolders for years. Knowing this changes something. Not the feeling itself. The feeling will still come, but the choice underneath it. Next time you feel that tightness in your chest over something you didn't do, that isn't your brain being unfair to you. That's the oldest part of your mind, the part that helped your ancestors survive scarcity and danger, trying one more time to teach you something. It's not asking you to feel bad. It's asking you to notice the gap between what happened and what could have happened, and to close that gap while you still can. Tonight, you'll probably think about something again. Maybe the email, maybe the person, maybe the door you didn't open. But now you know what that feeling actually is. It isn't punishment, it's your ancestors, whispering across 100,000 years, still trying to help you choose the berries on the right.